What is going on, everybody? It is the one and only Q here from Retro Q Gaming, and my god, Nix, that was very fast. You were in here before the stream even officially went live in public. What up? Anyway, here we are here. I am in a very weird position in order to do this stream, but here we are with the PlayStation 5 Games Showcase Reveal, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is a pretty weird one, because we kind of knew it was coming. Microsoft tipped their hand. They revealed it all, pretty much. The Xbox Series S, the Xbox Series L, they're both done. Price, availability, pretty much everything you need to know from a technical standpoint. So really, it was up to Sony. Now, we pretty much knew that shortly after Microsoft went all in, that this company in question, Sony. Where is my mouse cursor? This is the problem with having 3 monitors. It's very easy to lose a mouse cursor. But these companies, or this company, Sony, we all knew that very, very shortly after would be here to reveal their deal. Which is why we are here today. Now, what do we expect to see, or what do we hope to see? Well, officially, the official line and the official word from Sony is that we will see games. They're going to show us games from first party, from third party, for launch and beyond. So it's going to be launch window, which is typically 6 months, and beyond. We're going to see 2021 games. We might even see a GIF or a thumbnail of a new game that is only being announced today and will probably start development in a week or something like that. We'll probably see 2022 games, 2023 games in nothing but a name and an announcement alone. Probably not even a small trailer. They'll go all Metroid Prime 4 on it. Show us a JPEG, and that's it. But anyway, pie in the sky hopes, of course. Before we get on to individual games and individual predictions, pie in the sky stuff. Price, release date. And what I want to see as well is I want them to expand a little bit on backwards compatibility, specifically for select titles. I want to see some confirmed upgrades from first-party PlayStation 4 games. Maybe, I don't know, Ghosts of Tsushima. I don't care about the game, but it's a new high-profile one. I want to see them talk about stuff like that. Just for argument's sake, I'm going to go The Last of Karen Part 2, one of the worst games I've ever played. It's the same principle. It's still a more modern, recent game. They could talk a little bit about the upgrades and or whatever there's going to be. Maybe even The Last of Us Remastered, a game I love. Sure, I'd be happy to replay it in PS4 Pro version on PS5, but maybe they upgrade it and give it that extra little bit of a boost. And of course, all the other games as well, the ones that I'm not interested in but do exist. I want to see if they talk anything about those. Because we all know Microsoft is going big on it. Let's see if Sony is as well. So, other stuff. Not even so much pie in the sky. There's many different games rumored and tipped and whatnot. Of course, the big one, which I don't believe, stay tuned, we're getting closer. But the big one that everyone is talking about, that I don't believe, but I will just mention it just for the sake of it, because people are losing their minds over it. The potential soft reboot of Silent Hill. Developed by one of Sony's studios, if the fake leaks, the fake news, the rumors that have no sources, if all of them turn out to be true, it will be done by, I think it's Team Siren, Project Siren, whatever it is. It's one of the Sony studios, excel in horror games, and apparently they're going to be rebooting Silent Hill. I don't believe it. I would be very hyped if it happened, but currently my expectation for such is 0. In fact, my hype for such is negative, because if it doesn't exist, I get to rub it in people's faces. These people who believe all these things that have no basis whatsoever. So what else do we say? Some people, for some reason, are expecting a new God of War. There would be another game that would be a prime example, actually, for a next-gen upgrade. Even though I don't care about God of War, what are they going to do for God of War? Are they going to make it 60 FPS? Are they going to make it native 4K? Are they going to do all these extra fancy stuff on it too? It's another thing that is important for them to be in there. the piss pie. Well, it would be when I count it was the PS5. But yeah, no, don't worry. We are not going to see Half-Life 3 in this one. Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with a. Well, what do you mean? Yay, live? We've been live for a while now. Hell, you got even in here before the stream officially went live and started. But other than that, what pie in the sky, super dreams. Give me Persona 6 announcement. Of course, it's going to come to PC as well. That's the main important thing. But this could be their announcment. We'd also have another big one that people are suspecting for some reason is a timed exclusivity deal and a reveal of Final Fantasy 16. I don't think that's going to be the case, to be honest. I don't think they're even going to show off some Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2. Ah, you had to refresh, okay. Yeah, it showed my chat before it went live. That's why. And what else will they do? What else? To be honest, I reckon that thing that they've been showing off, the Project Athena or Project Athia, whatever the hell it's called. I think that's eventually, because that's just a project working title name, I think eventually that's going to become Final Fantasy 16. But that's beside the point. Now, also, let me know audio balance once it starts. I found, once I went and re-watched a little bit of the previous one of these I did, it turns out I completely overpowered the thing. I don't really want that, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll see more of existing games that we already know about. Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, Gran Turismo, there's probably a bunch of others too. We'll probably see some stuff from third parties as well that we already know about. Resident Evil 8 being one of them. Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm sure there's a bunch of others in there that I don't keep up with that we'll have a bunch of. I won't say extra info on it, but nothing important at least anyway. Just scrolling through Twitter here. Oh, that is not good. Okay, I'm gonna just close that window. And here we are. I'm a little quiet. Thank you for that, Zools. I did lower the microphone before we started this one. You hope they have full backwards compatibility. Hope they'll show old IPs and Sony will Oh yes, that's right, and the price. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Oh, funny guy, yeah, funny guy. Yeah, this guy, he's laughing. He got the jokes. Yeah, just wait till I got a 3090. We see how you feel about it then. Oh, if you could get stock, or I'll have one too. Get him out of here. Yes, Paul, that is partially what I was talking about earlier at the start too, before you got here. I want them to talk a little bit more about backwards compatibility. Obviously, you're talking along the lines of, will it play 99% of the PlayStation 4 library? I completely agree. That should be something that's clarified because it's been all over the place lately. They will not have PS1, 2, or 3 backwards compatibility. I think that is stupid to expect. And to be honest, anyone logical about it knew how this stuff worked and knew it wasn't going to happen. But here we go. We got our first one. Oh, may not be suitable for all audiences and kids, but I do want to see what kind of upgrades they have for us with PS4 games getting PS5 upgrades, if you will.
Each time I awake, this planet seems somehow different.
Where are we?
You see things others can't.
I love how Ratchet & Clank just had stuff appearing.
Through this land. Yet you do not fully understand it.
But whatever comes, I will be ready.
So far, every game that's been in this sizzle reel, we already know about. Where's the Zombie U stream, eh? Maybe. My Wii U is connected up with my brand new setup. Maybe. Now here we go. Let's start off strong. Give us something new. Oh, this is negative right here. Captured on a PC. This is a great way to start your showcase. The fanboys are going to have a glorious field day with this. So remember, the PS5 version will be downgraded. It's Project...
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant.
Yeah, it's Project Athia.
And only the dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be a monk?
Oh, it's...
Do not question orders.
It's the witch thing they showed off years ago for the new Final Fantasy. This is Final Fantasy 16.
Sergeant, let's summon their icon.
You might remember the witch tech demo from 5 years ago that ran at 8K on PC.
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal easily. This will be a bitter fight.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this. Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
I am Joshua's shield.
I will say one thing.
I'm sworn to protect him.
After Final Fantasy VII Remake and the timed exclusivity thing, I will now gladly wait out any timed exclusivity period for this game.
Did you not pledge your swords to our cause?
What does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
Well, here we go. At least it's Final Fantasy. Oh, the Dragoon thing hits me. I'm not gonna lie. And the Final Fantasy music.
Imperial vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
I mean, everyone knows how much of a big Final Fantasy fan I've been for my entire life.
It's the Archduke's son.
Phoenix.
Stop this!
Is that Phoenix?
Second life on a fire. But that's impossible.
What, is he morphing into Ifrit? Or Ifrit's contained within him?
The legacy of the crystals. Has shaped our history.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is a strong opening.
Enough.
This is a strong opening for this.
I'll kill you. If it's the last thing I do.
Final Fantasy 16. It looks like Ifrit versus Phoenix, or something along those lines. Oh, that is also available on PC. Okay, that's okay. Also available on PC, down the bottom right there. I was almost mad at that for a second. Also available on PC. That is the key. My 3090 will annihilate this game. They're advertising the Xbox. Look at this X here. From this point forward in the show has been captured from PlayStation. I love how I love how Final Fantasy 16 is from PC.
It's too cold to change out here. Dang, I'm late for Mom's rally.
Okay, well this is obviously Spider-Man Miles Morales. So far we don't have a huge amount of what's coming out at launch on the PlayStation 5. And to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to buy at launch on PlayStation 5. A lot of the first party exclusives and stuff I have no interest in. And third party games will play best on my PC. I am just considering buying a couple of random PlayStation 5 games that I typically wouldn't buy just to have something to play.
It's gonna be fine. See, this is my favorite part of living in Harlem. Pop-up street fair, best food in the city, awesome music. Man, this would be great for the last beat I was working on. I should get back into mixing.
I didn't play Spider-Man on the PS4. It wasn't appealing to me.
What do you think about Rio Morales? You gonna vote for her?
It's still hard to think of Mom as a politician. She's been a teacher my whole life. Similar skill sets, right?
Yeah, I can understand it, Zules, if people are a big fan of PlayStation first-party games like this or some of the other stuff.
Hi, I'm Brian Horton, creative director at Insomniac Games.
But for people like me, it just
First
doesn't do anything.
First look at gameplay from Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales. Our story picks up 1 year after the events of the first game, and we find Miles' new home, Harlem, is in danger. Trouble brews while Miles' mom, Rio Morales, leads an election rally. A war between the devious energy corporation Roxxon and the Underground. A high-tech criminal army led by the Tinkerer starts to break out. In this gameplay sequence, captured on PlayStation 5 hardware, the Underground attacks Roxxon, sending the rally into chaos.
So it actually has new content and new story and stuff?
To steal Roxxon's experimental energy source, New Form. Let's take a look.
Whoa! Let's not shoot each other, all right?
This is some Watch Dogs Legion looking shit here. I mean, that dude even looked like the Red Hood. He's got the hood up, he's got the mask, the suit, everything. Just, oh, okay, look, it sounds like it's a girl. But just change the purple to the red and it's the Red Hood. Yeah, it's definitely a girl. I don't know this. I don't know the story of Miles Morales and his spider powers. They've been really cagey about that, Nix. About the whole thing. Is it just based in the same universe? Is it an enhanced remaster? Does it include the original game? Or is it like a spin-off with the same thing? Kind of like Uncharted had.
Keep him busy.
I've seen a female Doc Ock. It's funny, I was actually thinking that because of the two things she put up in them. I'm just thinking Spider-Man Into the Multiverse. Was Doc Ock a woman in that? I don't know. I can't remember. See, I mean, this is the kind of thing I would consider buying, not because I have any interest in the game, and I don't think it looks particularly great. I'm not saying it's bad, it just doesn't really appeal to me. But it's something to play. But I've always seen, ever since they announced it on PS4, it just looked like a cut-down Batman. I mean, everything they're... What up, Kai? You're not missing too much. You did miss Final Fantasy 16 though, announced for PS5 and PC. Yeah, the bus, they're going all Donner cut on this. Oh yeah, she's Spider-Verse. Okay. I've actually seen Spider-Verse. I just couldn't 100% because I know Gwen, Spider-Gwen was around that time as well. I know she was there too, but I just couldn't remember. Yeah, Final Fantasy 16 is back to normal Final Fantasy style.
I've got an idea.
See, this actually is a perfect example of why I think this looks like kind of a less interesting version of Batman. This game, or at least this trailer anyway, is just nothing but set pieces. Big cinematic set piece after set piece after set piece. I would rather play the game. Like, look at all this non-gameplay. Look at all this uncontrollable stuff. That's what makes a great playable video game, isn't it? You want more info on Final Fantasy 16? Well, it's going to be a long time before we get Final Fantasy 16. Especially if they're showing it on PC. Because it's probably going to be a disaster on console. Oh no, I was going to say it's a new Batman game, but then I remembered. It's Avalanche, so it's probably Just Cause, maybe.
Magic, both beautiful and powerful, binds together our long history.
Maybe it's Harry Potter, I don't know.
The bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts.
I wouldn't even say... Oh, it is Harry Potter, I was just guessing that. Or, well, memeing it, basically. I wouldn't say it was button mashy Zoos. It looked less what's the word I'm looking for? Less immersive, less intriguing, less fun, less on the go than Batman. Oh, it said Potter Games. I didn't see that. I saw Wizard Worlding and WB is all I saw. I was putting out a tweet about Final Fantasy. Oh, by the way, just to be fair, actually, I forgot to say it before the start of the stream. But we are using our usual new little metric about everything. So, naturally, we don't give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a regular old thumb score. What we do is we wonder if the future of gaming is so bright that we gotta wear shades. Because of Final Fantasy 16 coming to PC, the future is so bright, I gotta wear shades.
May be the key to unlocking this dormant power. Your potential.
Well, Nix, what I mean is that even the combat, and let alone the cinematic stuff, but just the actual combat seemed less interesting and less whatever than Batman. You can fight almost any fight of even random dudes in Batman, and it seems more interesting than Spider-Man.
The choices you make now will define the legacy of Hogwarts.
Well, it's WB Games for you, Zools. and it's Avalanche. You know who Avalanche are? Just Cause. Not known for their highly polished quality games. I wonder what the significance of this... I mean, I guess it's the circle, square, X, and triangle buttons that were kind of protruding and retracting.
I'm Dan Vondrak, creative director at Raven. One of our goals
Raven
as
is Call of Duty.
is to bring the game world to life unlike anything you've ever experienced, and the PlayStation 5 is making that happen. With the power of the new console, we've been able to significantly enhance the overall experience. From what you see in the world, how it feels in your hands, to what you hear around you. In Black Ops Cold War, you will be transported to the year 1981, in the middle of one of the most dangerous times the world has ever known, the height of the Cold War. The following is a portion of the first campaign mission where you've been given the name of a high-value target linked to the Iran hostage crisis. But in true Black Ops style, nothing is as it seems. Take a look.
This is one thing I never understand. This is a shot directly at Americans, okay? Why can Americans not pronounce stuff that starts with the letter I and the letter E correctly? It is not Iran, it's Iran. It's not Iraq, it's Iraq. It's not emote, it's emote. You don't pronounce the first letter separately. It's not a separate word. I mean, hell, Americans can do it when they say immersive. They choose not to.
Let's go find this shithead.
Priorities to ID.
I'm not really interested in this game at all. I don't really play much Call of Duty, but because I will have an RTX 3090, I may pick it up on PC just because I can. But hey, it's Call of Duty.
Check it out.
No, English is fine as a language. American is not.
Incoming truck. Left side.
A rush might be in the truck.
I know this isn't how it's going to go, but I'm getting Modern Warfare 1 vibes with the whole sniper thing. I know it's not going to happen, but... Oh, harsh.
Just iced everyone in a truck. That's gotta be a rush.
Hold fire. We need a positive ID. That's our man. Take him out.
Oh, maybe I was wrong. Although they're much, much closer, so there's no bullet drop and gauge the everything. Oh, what is this? What the hell? Come on. I don't even know what to make it is. Maybe I won't buy this game. Also, the visuals look pretty poor. I mean, there's all the memes of Craig from Xbox and Halo. When he got those human shields up close, that was Craig tier. I question why this can drive faster. What am I doing? Why am I trying to go with logic in this? Come on. Listen, I can take a shot of Lucasade for every time I mention it, but that's about it. Speaking of which, 3090, 3090, 3090. Which is going to be amazing. Coming holiday 2020, no surprise.
We hope you enjoyed that sneak peek at the campaign for Black Ops Cold War.
Well, I don't know about flying drone nicks because it is set in like the 80s or something. It's back in the Cold War, so...
campaign, Cold War features the next generation of multiplayer online combat and an all-new awesome zombies experience. Today, I have the special honor to announce on behalf of my friends at Treyarch that the PlayStation community doesn't have to wait to play multiplayer. Starting this Friday, PlayStation players will be able to play the multiplayer alpha exclusively on PlayStation 4. And for those of you that are watching at home on your PS4, you can preload the experience starting tomorrow. We can't wait to see
Yeah,
them
but you'd
online
be
Friday
playing the
and through
PS4
weekend.
version, so
Enjoy
who
the rest of the
cares?
show.
But hey, I guess that's good news if you're a big Call of Duty guy. But again, it's just not for me. What's next? Yeah, Nix, you just posted it, the Agonized Philosophy tech demo from, what, 8 years ago by the looks of it. That's the one I meant.
Move!
Oh, this is Resident Evil 8.
What the hell? Take him away.
Listen, Zules, there's a difference between my failing of, or there's a difference between your failing of the American/English language and my accent. There's a difference between an accent.
Life and in death, we give glory.
So what I'm gonna
The
do
bell tolls for us all.
is after this presentation ends, I'm going to play the Witch Philosophy tech demo that I was talking about before, because Nix was kind enough to post a link to it. That frame rate though.
Quit being so paranoid. Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work.
That voice sounds
But
extremely
the forest
familiar.
greeted them with a dark, cold silence. The bushes empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free of Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine, under branch, and into the forest deep.
Yeah, so this is the one that looks like kind of a cross between Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 4. With a little bit of Outlast 2 in there.
It's just a local tale.
It does look good though. Looks like it has some promise. And what really excites me about this is it's next gen only. So it's console and PC. Yes, this is Resident Evil 8. Did you not hear me say it right at the start? With Chris and all that?
If it's just looking, window shop away.
Oh, you see, they're even. Oh, coming next year. That's nice. I didn't think it'd be much. I thought it'd be this. Had no idea it'd be anywhere that close. I do think it's funny though that they have a new merchant. What are you buying? Ah, I'll buy it at a high price. What are you selling, stranger? Good things on sale today. I think the only thing I like about this Deathloop, it has that whole 60s campy spy vibe going on.
Black Reef is a puzzle, and each visionary is a different piece. Here's Igor.
I am a respected scientist.
I've done so many loops, I've learned to run circles around him.
Hey, over here! I'm coming for you!
It almost looks like Team Fortress. No, Resident Evil 8 plays like Resident Evil 7. Well, obviously it's a direct sequel, but it includes the same characters and whatnot too.
I've tried taking my targets out one by one more than I can remember, but there is never enough time. I go after one, another lives. Because right now, half an island away, a different visionary is throwing his nightly cannibal masquerade. Alexis Dorsey.
Everybody
Oh, I am the wolf.
Igor's a big fan, yet somehow he never
Call me
makes
Jack
it to the
Lupino.
party. Something keeps him home.
Colt, you there, buddy?
Here's the invite to the party. And here's why Igor blew it off. He made some kind of scientific breakthrough that morning.
I did it! I did it, and it works!
Daddy makes every morning. Unless I get there first.
Oh, the kids. Yeah, they're doing a kind of flashback to tell about the story. It's just a folk tale about some weirdos praising a mother cult in the forest.
In the same loop.
Two birds, one stone.
Hey, Wolf! It's time to hunt pig!
Like because Dishonored. I forgot it was the same studio actually. I will say I was never a fan of Dishonored. I tried playing the first one many times, but I just couldn't get into it. Yeah, see, Team Fortress keeps that whole 60s camp spy thing in there as well. No One Lives Forever, No One Lives Forever 2, Team Fortress, this. There's a couple of others recently that are just escaping me.
To break the loop, I gotta break the rules. Clock's ticking.
Oh, that's
You just ran out of time.
that's you one that's trying to kill him each time. Start the loop
I'm
over.
not like those other idiots. Only got one name on my list. Yours.
PlayStation console exclusive, also available on PC. If I remember right, it's also only a timed exclusive, unless they change that. Time Splitters, that's another one with the whole different eras and all as well. That was definitely I could see that, Paul. One of my favorite eras in Time Splitters. This is probably Ghostwire Tokyo. No, it's Capcom.
That day, if our positions were switched, would our fates be different? Would I have your life?
When I heard that day,
and you mine?
What is this, Devil May Cry? Oh, it is Devil May Cry. There's a bunch of people on Twitter losing their mind right now. When I heard that day, I thought it was going to be a remake of Shenmue. I realized that would have been Sega, not Capcom, but I don't know what to say about this because I've been out of Devil May Cry since the second game. But I follow a bunch of people on Twitter who are ridiculously thirsty for Devil May Cry and Virgil and Dante. If this is just, I don't know, more Dante or a Virgil DLC or something along those lines. Also, I really hope, if this is next gen, I really hope this is unfinished, because some of those puddles at the start looked fine, but during gameplay, they looked extremely flat. My Shenmue is Devil May Cry's main character. Hey, I could be Dante. He rides a motorbike. Oh, there's that Rule 34 chick, actually. I think her name is Lady. She got a heterochromia, which is sexy as fuck. Digitally at launch. It also said representative of a game in progress. Yeah, you were seeing that too, Paul? I recognized the little road signs. Oddworld's inhabitants. So we got another Abe's Oddworld style game. That texture work on the balloon though. Yikes, where's the SSD now, guys?
What are they doing? Did those fugitive morons burn down their own hideout?
It sounds idiotic, but that's exactly what it looks like.
Bad karma for burning down my farm.
Hi, I'm Lorne Lanning, creative director of
Hey.
Social. We're excited to bring you an all-new exclusive
We all
trailer
know
from the game.
Lorne.
Here, our unlikely hero, Abe, finds himself fresh off the back of freeing his people from the nefarious Rupture Farms. He thinks the journey is over, but soon discovers it has only just begun. The stakes are higher, the threats are larger, the obstacles are more devious, and it's all made possible by the power of PlayStation 5. Enjoy.
I've actually been thinking, since I've been playing a lot of retro games, over the last couple of months, I've been wanting to go and do Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. I do need to buy it though, because I don't actually have it. I have Abe's Exodus, but I want to go back to where it started. I never finished the original back in the day. It was so difficult, and I was like 10, 12 years old. Maybe even, I can't remember. When did it come out? Someone find out for me in chat. Someone Google it for me real quick. Abe's Odyssey, PS1, when did it come out? In Europe. It was an early PS1 game, I remember that.
Wait here. Hey, why the hold up? I could go for a sandwich right now. Well, we gotta get out of here. Come on, let's get out of here. My tummy's growling.
The power of the PlayStation 5. Look at all that clipping on those guys though. They were all clipping together. That was terrible. 0 out of 10. Would not buy again. Still waiting on the PS5 release date though. 1999 for the US. Oh, Nix, that's no good. I'm gonna have to Google that. Okay, Zools, I'm gonna take your word for it. 1997, because I do remember it being an early PlayStation game. So that does sound right.
Gregory, your friends are worried about you. They're here with me.
So I would have been about 11, give or
Please
take.
come out. Gregory, I may have lost my temper earlier, but it was just a glitch. It won't happen again.
There's a robot in the top left up there.
It's been such a difficult day for all of us. Why don't you come out and we can play a game together?
Is this Five Nights at Freddy's?
It won't happen again.
Oh, I think it is.
It was just a glitch.
Gregory, be still. I think she's found us.
There was plenty of excuses, Paul. I didn't have the copy of the game at the time, that's why. I could only put limited time into it. You know, I was 10, 11, or 12. I only had very small amounts of access to money in games. Still waiting on a price and a release date. I was going to say reveal date. I do think we'll see it right at the very end, though, so... if they are going to show it. Still also waiting on a couple of backwards compatible improvements and all that. PlayStation Studios. This is probably Demon Souls. Yeah, Blue Point Games, this is the one. Yeah, imagine how fast those jump scares will load in with that SSD though, Zools. That's what it's all about apparently. Was I holding down a full-time job? I was holding down me being a baller, Paul. You know, between school and just being a natural baller. I see it still looks clunky. There's that horrible what do you call it? Transition to backstabs. That was evident in other games. You know what? I shouldn't shit on this just for the sake of it. Who knows? Maybe if this comes out at launch, maybe I'll buy this. It's a new day, it's a new gen, it's a new era. And I'm feeling good. Yeah, it does definitely look next gen at least. I will say that. It's all the small details and the natural improvements that you can tell of actually being next gen. Like if you go back and watch the few times I played Dark Souls 3 for those meme streams, you can tell even a maxed out PC version of what was a current gen game, because consoles hold everything back, you could really tell the difference. What's everyone's expectations on price? I really want to see them come in at $449. I don't think they could swing $399. I could be wrong, but I just don't think they could do it. Not for the physical disc-based version, anyway. People saying this plays differently. Might be Elden Ring. I wouldn't imagine this is Elden Ring. This looks exactly like Dark Souls, and it's made by Blue Point Games. It's already confirmed that Blue Point Games are doing the remaster or remake of Demon's Souls. So that's 600 for Zools in dollars, 350 for Paul in pounds, which is what, about €400. Yeah, Demon's Soul. So like I said, I could see them going 400. No, sorry, I could see them going 450. I would be very surprised but very pleased if they did 400. Again, all disc-based versions. But it wouldn't surprise me if, like Nick said, they go for 500 physical and 400 digital. I don't think there will be €100 price difference though in the digital versions. Because whatever people are going to say, oh, the physical disc drive costs $100. Yeah, if you buy one individual unit retail, it does. If you put in an order for 100 million of them directly from the OEM manufacturer, they're not $100 a piece. Oh no, Fortnite. Also, this showcase is supposed to be 40 minutes long. We're right at the 40-minute mark, so expect this to be over right after Fortnite. Or maybe one more big announcement, big reveal or something like that, and maybe the price or release date, if we even get that. I do want to point out that there was no Silent Hill, so LOL. The PlayStation Plus collection. What's this? All the games that came with it or something, or? A new PlayStation Plus benefit for PlayStation 5.
Can you kill something that big?
PS4 and PS4 Pro capture things as shown as part of. So is it basically like Game Pass? It had more than first-party games, though. I realize they're showing off a lot of first-party games. But, I mean, they showed Fallout, so... I keep meaning to go back and play Until Dawn, to be honest. And not to mention Detroit is a multi-plat. Can't wait to play that on a 3090, actually. You're going to have to elaborate on changes and stuff like that, Nix. As someone who hasn't played them, I need clarification.
After all we've been.
Hey, Last of Us Remastered. Yeah, shout out to Persona 5. But do you just get access to these, or will they? Is it going to say all enhanced for PlayStation 5, or what's the deal here? A selection of generation-defining PlayStation 4 games. Access the entire collection on your PlayStation 5 at launch. Simply download games and start playing. Or did it say console not at launch? PlayStation Plus, blah blah blah. Collection not available in China. No price or release date. I really don't think we're going to see it, lads. Could I be wrong? Could this be it? Is this the moment of truth? This could be it. This could be what they're building to. Dun-dun. Here it is. This is going to be it. I can feel it. If it's not, there's absolute madness and absolute insanity that Sony would treat their people like children like this because they're a joke of a company. It's going to be here. Oh, I didn't mean the price and release date of the PlayStation Plus collection, Kai. I meant console and all that. Here it is. This is going to be it right now. This is where it's going to show. Here it is. Here it is.
Surprise, motherfucker.
There it is. Okay, $500, €500. There we go. November 19th for me. November 12th, everyone else. There we go. We have the release date. We have the price. We have the everything.
So now you know. Thank you all for joining us today and for being part of this amazing journey. It's your passion as fans of gaming that drives us to deliver a truly new generation of experiences on PS5.
Also, why did it...
From everyone at PlayStation, we appreciate your continued support, and we look forward to you getting your hands on PS5 very soon.
While they showed off all the console and the ports and stuff...
Let me leave you with one more quick look.
Oh. Yeah, while they showed off the ports and all that stuff, I wasn't actually paying attention to what's on it, but... What's this? Bloodborne, Elden Ring. I'm trying to think of stuff with snow and ash. What's this? Shh. God of War. Yeah, it's God of War. So this is what I expected. Remember when I said this right at the start of the stream? I was expecting at least one big huge announcement that would get nothing but basically a JPEG. And that's basically what this is. I said JPEG or GIF, and this is basically a GIF. No, Zules, it does not have an optical audio out. That's already been confirmed. So that's the PlayStation Showcase. Overall, with the exception of the PC Gaming Showcase at what would have been fake online E3, this has been the second best digital games showcase in the entire year. GIFs don't... that's where you're wrong, Zules. GIFs can have sound. A lot of people don't realize that. GIFs can have sound. I remember watching a GIF before. I saw it on my new phone a couple of weeks ago. And I at first I thought it was an MP4, and then I realized it was actually a GIF with sound. So unless it's some crazy weird one that my phone did it, the GIF had sound. Hey, it's that fake Pokemon game. Okay, we'll let this finish. We'll wind down. We have a little bit to talk about and all. And then we got some stuff to do. Oh, Shrek. So we did get price and stuff here. So I do think it's strange that I'm gonna be getting it 1 week after everyone else. I'm not used to that. I feel like a third world country. Wait, I am. I live in Ireland. I am in a third world country. Never mind. So I have a feeling this is the end of it. I'm gonna give it a couple of seconds, and then I'm gonna hit escape. Okay, let's get out of here. It's clearly over. So let me see. Square in. Oh, there it is. Witch Chapter 0. Cry. This is the one. This is the one I'm thinking of. So this is the Witch Tech demo. This was shown what 5 years ago on 4 GTX Titans, using my case, by the way. That's the case I have, and yes, I do have the ones down at the bottom. So this is Square Enix showing off the tech demo for Final Fantasy 15, kind of showing off what they can do in the future with DirectX 12 versus DirectX 11. Because NVIDIA GeForce Master Race. So remember, 2015, DirectX 12 running 8K. So let me... Okay, I can't play it any higher. Can I jump forward? Yes, I can. Here we go. I don't want to make you guys watch all the boring presentation part. Oh, whoops. We don't want that. I'll show you the Agnes Philosophy one as well, which has like... It's kind of set in a world like this, but has guys with turbans and AK-47s and stuff. Which one is even longer ago? The other one is from 8 years ago. This one is from 5 years ago. Yes, this isn't the trailer, Nix. This is a different one.
Now you might assume looking at that that's also a video, but the truth is that's in-game DX12. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna...
This is why I picked this one.
Shift back and forth. And when you see the word manual up there, I'm gonna drive. So let's let this go through auto, and then I'll change the lighting. You can see this.
This is why I wanted to show this part of it, that it's actually live and real.
Here, I can take over. So now I can scroll around. I can look down. I can change the lighting effects as they come through. I can move on to the next scene.
So remember when Epic showed off their thing for PlayStation 5 that only PlayStation 5 could do?
Again, I can adjust the lighting.
This is 5 years ago.
Going through in this way, bring the shadows in.
On PC.
All right, let's keep going through. I'm going to pass through this one and go on to the next one. And we'll see as we get closer, we'll look at the skin tone.
You can see all the texture, the creases, everything on her jacket. It's not a...
The thing that's really incredible about what you're seeing is just
the streaming version like this isn't very good.
Each of these scenes is over 63 million polygons per scene. That's about 6 to 12 times more than we could do with the X11.
I want to pause it real quick to say something here. So that number he listed off, if you go and watch the Epic Games one from earlier this year with the PlayStation 5, they will throw around the number where the assets were created at 100 million polygons. But if you read in the full details, they're actually shrank down to about 20 million. So they're about 1/3 of what Square Enix could do on PC 5 years ago.
To give you an idea on the textures that you're seeing here, those are 8K by 8K textures. Again, significantly more than we're able to do. I think where it gets really interesting, though, is look at the hair. Every piece of hair that you're seeing is actually being rendered as a polygon. This isn't surface map stuff.
So this one is just about over. So I will play the proper... Hey, look, I'm being recommended to myself. I will play the proper trailer version of this, which I think is this one here. Yeah. I don't know if this one is in, well, 720p, so I guess it's not really HD, but enjoy. We'll watch the other one after this. Of course, 8K textures don't really come true in a 720p video. Just like Epic's 8K demo didn't come true in 1440p when they showed it off at 27 frames per second. Now, I'm not completely shitting on Epic, and I'm not completely shitting on all the other stuff. I'm simply pointing out that you have to be wary of what every single company tells you, what every single company shows you, and what they try to market to you.
Okay, so it's going to play through again. I'll try to keep up with the video.
Oh, no, okay, well
So
that's...
we're going to see is the same demo start.
That's enough. So we'll watch the Agnai's Philosophy one now as well. Agnai's Philosophy. This is the other version of it. This is the original one that they showed off long before. It's like 7 or 8 years ago. It's the same principle, the same thing. Kind of. Remember, 2012/2013.
With an offering of light and darkness, do I invoke the ancient pact of binding. Once more, the wicked stand before us, threatening the sacred communion between your realm and mine. Rise, and from the time-torn rift shall our power rage forth and rain down destruction.
Who knows? For all we know, this could be the Project Atia thing. It could have morphed into this. For all we know. But it does play it does look very Final Fantasy. And it plays with the music Final Fantasy. There's the witch that we've seen before. I assume the scene we know is what happens after this. Product placement, guys. Product placement. Yeah, I think since it's not Final Fantasy 16, this could be what morphs into that whole Project Athena thing, or Project Atia thing, whatever it's called. Is this where she wakes up? It's funny though, you can even see such a difference from this one back in 2013 or whatever it is compared to the one they show off in DirectX 12 in 2015. You can see such a big difference. Like, look at the world in the background. Look at the greenery, the rocks, the design, everything. That screams the Project Athea, whatever. I need to look up the name of that thing. So it's called Agni's Philosophy Real-Time Tech Demo. See, obviously this is so long ago, there's no... See, the thing that does lend credence to it as well, Luminous Studio. Luminous Studio is actually the one making the next... whatchamacallit. Okay. Well, we'll talk a tiny bit real quick about the Sony press conference before we just round out here, because, well, the press conference was okay. So, like I said, I open up with, like I said, sometimes I talk too much for even myself and even the usual thing. So we're going to start with the obvious one, the price. The release date. We have that. The 12th of November for America, Canada, and a couple of other places on that side of the world. 1 week later on the 19th for plebeians like my country, my third world, 57th place country, because, well, it's a bit of a disaster. $500, €500. Those are the two key ones. I didn't look for the physical disc-based version. I think it was €100 and $100 cheaper for the digital one, and I think it was £450. I wasn't looking. Sorry, Paul. On the disc-based one for the UK as well. So the important things to talk about. What we saw here tonight was very, very similar to everything we've seen before. There were only a couple of small extras too. They did the usual thing. They gave the little tease of the big game, the GIF, if you will, the quick teaser, which of course is God of War, I guess 2/Ragnarok, whatever they want to call it. I think calling it God of War 2 is a bit silly. It's like the 7th God of War game or something like that. It's kind of like Hitman, but I mean, kind of like the entire Xbox console names. I digress. Back to the point. Everything else was just more of the same. Now, not in a bad way. Usually when I see more of the same and I see some of these other stuff, these other shows that they show off and all as well, and more of the same usually feels like filler. It usually feels like, hey, we've got nothing. Have a look at this. But at least Sony had something. Sony had some of their own stuff, which was important. It feels like it's probably the only show this year from any company, not just Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, but even publishers, even third-party companies that incorporated everyone into it. It feels like this was the first one that was actually done correctly and done well. It's the second best show of the year. For games wise and all stuff, even though a lot of the games that they showed off didn't appeal to me personally, I can easily tell I was still more impressed by the show itself. And that is a very good thing, because if you can impress someone who's not interested in many of the things in it, it's clearly impressive. I'm sure the internet, Twitter, YouTubers, whoever it is, Discord, wherever your favorite den of scum and hive and villainy is, I'm sure they're going just as crazy as Mos Eisley is as well, because, well, they do that kind of stuff. For me personally, again, I've said it, I'm going to pick up a PS5 at launch. Right now, I don't have anything to play on the PS5 at launch. There's nothing really that interests me at all, so I may pick up maybe 1 or 2 exclusive games at the time just for something to play. Even if it's something I'm not interested in, I will not buy a console with no games to play. I bought a damn PS Vita at launch, and I bought Dungeon Hunters Alliance just because I did not want to buy a console with nothing to play at launch. I almost did it with the Vita. I almost did it with the 3DS. Ooh, lad, bad times. But overall, the big one I want to talk about, me personally anyway, in all of this, of course, is Final Fantasy 16. Also, I want to throw it out there too, that ha, I told you Silent Hill isn't really a thing. Told you. You people need to listen to me. Those of you naysayers and doubters out there who listen to the people who post a single little comment in a single little thread in a single little forum with no source, no history whatsoever, except for source, dude, trust me, bro. Get wrecked. I was right, as usual. No Q-damus, baby. But back to Final Fantasy 16. Of course, Final Fantasy 16 is the big one. That is That's a big win for the PlayStation. Even if I will not be playing it on PlayStation, it's clearly a big win. Final Fantasy is one of the biggest series in the world, especially when it comes to name and brand recognition. I am kind of surprised that they did it, to be honest, because let's face it, Final Fantasy 15 probably didn't sell too well on Xbox. I can't imagine it did. When Final Fantasy 7 Remake comes out on Xbox in April of next year, I can't imagine it's going to sell well. Even if they bring out a next-gen and last-gen version at the same time, I can't imagine it's going to sell especially well on Xbox. Now, it's probably going to sell brilliantly on PlayStation or on PC, because naturally the PC is going to be the only proper way to play that game, because the PS4 Pro version was an absolute disaster. Absolutely devastated that I had to play that version of the game. Unfortunately, Final Fantasy VII Remake is that one epitome of the entire thing of games that I could not wait for. So that was a bit unfortunate in that one. But basically that's it. Now, Final Fantasy 16 is obviously years and years and years away. It would not surprise me if we didn't see that until towards the end of the console generation, because we know how Final Fantasy games go. Mark my words, 3, 4, 5 years from now. 3 years at a minimum, if you ask me. But I'll still be buying it with my RTX 6090 by the time it actually comes out, and that is going to be absolutely glorious. Other than that, not too much. Again, some of the games that I didn't personally have a big stake in, I wasn't massively paying attention to release dates. Did they say a release date for Demon's Souls? I don't know. Again, a game I'm not massively interested in. If it comes out at launch, maybe I'll pick it up as having something to play. But a lot of the other stuff just doesn't do it for me. But overall, it was a solid show. It was a solid show for PlayStation. It was a solid show for Sony. That's getting to be a tongue twister. It was a solid show for PlayStation fans. It's going to be an absolute rock-hard diamond Chinese arithmetic show for Sony fanboys out there at this point. But anyway, I digress. I do want to leave it with one more thing, just to reiterate our scoring system and all as well. So far, this has only happened for one other gaming show this year entirely, because we all know doing a standard little thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, positive, negative, -5 stars, +5 stars, whatever it is kind of a generic way. So naturally, the only true way we can gauge if these shows are any good or any hype or anything is if they're so good that the future of gaming is so bright we gotta wear shades. And in this case, it absolutely was. Simply because of Final Fantasy 16. There wasn't too much else in there. Resident Evil 8, I can play it everywhere else. We already knew it was coming, of course, that's the big one. That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. So, we will leave it there. As always, I want to thank everyone for shooting the shit with me, hanging out, enjoying this little critique and commentary on the whole Sony dealio that we did. And hopefully you got your... let's call it... no, I won't say Jimmy's rustled, because Final Fantasy 16 trailer is up in 4K. I will be watching that right after I end this stream. I'll put it on my 4K monitor, and I will watch it in proper 4K. I doubt it's going to look massively better. It's clearly a very early in development game. There were some notable issues in a way, but hey, I'll give it a try anyway, just for the sake of it. So hopefully you got something in this reveal, this gameplay showcase, whatever it was, that's something that tickles your pickle. So maybe it's the price, maybe it's the release date, maybe it's a combination of both, maybe it's Dark Souls, maybe it's a third-party game, maybe it's a timed exclusive game, maybe it's Final Fantasy, maybe it's Deathloop, maybe it's some of the other games that I can't even remember because they were not that important or impressive to me. Anyway, peace out everyone. I was going to potentially stream a different thing later tonight, but I'm not going to do it at this point. So, in the meantime, I'll see everyone when I do stream tomorrow. More Super Nintendo stuff. SNES Retro RPGs, baby. This new setup I've gone, loving it. Time to put it to work. Peace out everyone. See you next time. Whenever, wherever, whyever, whenever, however. And, well, we done.